Kurt, Susie, the woman who was living in this home was transported to the hospital where she later died. They do have 2 buses here on scene. That way the residents, they can get out of the cold. As this fire was spreading quickly, it made for some very tense moments. Take a look at this. Whenever first responders came in, they were kicking in doors. This door is all dented. About an hour ago, I did speak with a family member, and she says her sister was one of those people inside that barbershop. Kurt, Susie, what we do know is that 6 of the 18 people on that boat have been rescued. That's according to the U.S. Coast Guard. Kurt, Susie, the Coast Guard's been dealing with some treacherous conditions as they continue to search for these 12 missing crew members. Governor Edwards is concerned that this storm could rapidly intensify. He says Louisianans have a very narrow window to prepare for potentially a major hurricane. This is our first look from the ground level, seeing exactly what happened, and take a look at this. It is extremely impressive. This cinder block wall was pushed over, almost like somebody pushed over a set of Legos. Did you ride at the storm?
Yes.
What was that like for you?
12 hours of hell.
Within the last 10 minutes, all patients that were housed in this makeshift nursing home were evacuated. Ambulances were trickling in here all day, one by one, to get these patients out. The crews that were working here were from across the nation, and they were evacuating some of the most vulnerable patients first. This building is not typically a nursing home. Take a look at this video. As you mentioned, it's just into our newsroom. It's a warehouse facility. According to LDH, 3 of the 4 deaths have been classified as storm-related by the coroner. Autopsies are pending. LDH said, quote, "We have significant concerns about conditions in this facility. In all, 843 patients were here from 7 nursing homes that were evacuated leading up to Hurricane Ida. The 9-month-old boy is back home with his family tonight. He is safe and healthy. A very emotional reunion here at the Westwego Police Department. The officers bringing him here to the station. Take a look at this video. You can see his dad very emotional, crying and running out to the officer to get his son, and he starts hugging the officer. Westwego police say around 12:30 they received a call that a black 2015 Nissan Titan truck was stolen and a 9-month-old was inside. President Joe Biden was very inquisitive as he was touring the plant. He was seen taking notes. COVID is impacting everyone, but especially younger people. The governor is now offering $100 to the first 75,000 college students to get vaccinated. Lumber isn't the only cost going up. The price increases really start with the foundation. People we talked with say they've heard the governor and health officials' warnings to stay home this holiday season, but they say traveling is a risk worth taking. Kurt, Susie, within the last hour, a meeting wrapped up here at the Port Fourchon Fire Department with family members, representatives from Secor, as well as the Coast Guard. Family members, they say that they didn't receive any answers tonight that they didn't already know the answer to. They're frustrated, and as each second, minute, and hour passes, emotions continue to escalate. It's taking everything for these families to remain strong as the search continues. Thursday, divers knocked on the hull of the Secor Power but did not hear a response. Family members believe the crew didn't have time to get off the boat on Tuesday when the weather slammed in and capsized the vessel.
There is 8 to 10 divers with Don John Salvage. I wish they could dive at night too. If there was some possible way, just 24 hours just to get in there. They did say once they get in, it would take 4 days to sweep the area. So
far, 6 of the 19 people on board were saved. The Coast Guard confirming Secor Power's captain, David Leday, died. Family members continue to press Secor and the Coast Guard. The fiance of Chaz Morales wants to know why more isn't being done.
All 12 members should be on that boat waiting to be rescued. We're trying not to think the worst. We have to keep the hope and faith alive.
And family members, they are trying to remain faithful as this search operation continues. Tomorrow, divers are expected to resume operations, but another round of storms is expected to move through, which could hinder the operation. The price of lumber has in some cases gone up more than 200%. This means those looking to build are getting creative to still make their project affordable. Lumber is becoming one of the hottest commodities. Even amid a pandemic, demand has increased.
Unload that truck and load it back.
Frank Fazio, president of Kellett Lumber, has worked in the industry more than 60 years.
Oh, wait, look. I've never seen anything like this. Demand was there, so the prices went up with the lack of supply.
Plywood and framing lumber are in short supply. Prices have more than doubled and is expected to get worse. Fortunately, customers have not seen many delays in orders.
If more people go back to work, especially in the sawmill industry, supply will meet demand.
Lumber isn't the only cost going up. The price increases really start with the foundation.
Here we have the master suite.
Heath Gomez is the owner of Danos Development.
About 15 by 15. We're talking about copper, sheetrock, shingles, the concrete you're standing on. A variety, if not all, of the hard materials that are necessary to do a construction project. Electrical has now been roughed in.
The housing market is booming, and despite the increase in prices, people are moving forward with new construction.
We have our windows, long, wait times as far as drafting projects, as far as getting bids for projects. So I would say get out there and do it. The amount of wood that it takes to...
As for those who want to move forward but need to cut expenses, builders can cut back on trim and some of the bells and whistles.
Tremendous amount of beams and wood. If that doesn't get us to the point that we need, what we have to do is maybe pull back on square footage a bit, be flexible, get prepared, and hopefully you can go ahead and build your dream.
On this quiet gravel road in St. Charles Parish, you'll find Camp Nazio. The family's home was destroyed by Hurricane Ida.
To say that I've seen destruction like this before, I would be lying.
The back of the Nazio's roof came off, allowing water to seep in. The wind snatched siding, the power pole, breaker, and meter from their home.
You know, there's sometimes I sit down and I cry, but I mean, all you can really do is move forward.
Following the storm, Hippolyte Nazio says he knew two things: his home was destroyed and that he needed to shelter his family. The Nazios can join multiple tents and put a tarp over them. They even have a kitchen to cook family meals.
The way I look at it, it's a test from God, and we sit down, we pray before we eat, we pray at night, we read the Bible. We just believe that God's going to walk us through this, and we know He will.
Although the Nazios don't have power, they're remaining optimistic and cherishing the memories that they're building.
Over here, we've sat down and talked more with our kids than we did when we had the house and we had TV and internet and all of that. So I mean, we have everything that we need.
For the Nazios, this is home. They're not looking to temporarily move into a hotel or somewhere else.
To rebuild and pay rent, that's going to be next to impossible. It would be one or the other. I want to rebuild, so we're going to live like that as long as we can, so I can rebuild. The Nazios have also been resourceful. They're collecting rainwater and reusing it when possible. Today, they met with a FEMA adjuster, but until the rebuilding process can begin, the Nazios are quoting the Bible, saying they shall want for nothing, adding they have everything that they need. Kurt, Susie.
Good for them.
Unbelievable
Strong family,
determination, too.
Thanks,
Thank you, Chris.